have a passion for introducing you to new bands that kick ass. And I have somebody here that I'm stoked about. I have Izzy from Casmerva here. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm spectacular. I'm stoked that we get to introduce people to you ahead of your debut show that you have coming up here. Because you're playing Chop Suey, and it's the debut Casmerva show, right?
Yep, debut show.
And you're headlining.
You're headlining, yeah. First debut show, first headlining show. Yeah.
It's Wednesday night, right?
Yeah, Wednesday.
That's going to be a blast. And who's playing with you guys?
Yeah, so the first band is Split Shift. They're from Olympia, and then we got Chlorine coming up from Portland.
Nice. Both those bands kick ass, so that's going to be great. Are you getting excited and or super nervous for the first show of this?
Very excited. For sure, there's like giddy nerves. There's a little bit of nerves, you know. But we've been practicing, rehearsing, getting everything down, and we're just so psyched and ready to go, really.
For people who are brand new to Casmerva, like, what is the origin story here? Because we're really catching you at like Genesis here, but like, I guess, what was kind of the ethos behind putting this together?
Yeah, so I actually started this band back in 2022, basically on my own. I was auditioning different people, trying to get something together, have people join with me, and it just took a while. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it on my own, and I'm gonna find a producer and just start working on something. And I had in my mind an idea for a first original single, and I thought, well, in the meantime, while I'm writing that, I'm so eager to just keep going. Why don't I do a cover? And that cover is Digital Bath by Deftones that we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Which Deftones is a tall order for a cover. Your cover of that song is sick.
Thank you. Yeah, it was such a fun one to do. Deftones are my all-time favorite band. So
okay.
And that's such a great song, one of my favorite songs, and it was a lot of fun to do.
Totally. Well, and I was going to kind of ask about influences. So, like, putting Casmerva together, like, if you could name off the top of your head, like, 5 bands that you're like, I want to pull from this, like, inspiration-wise, like, what would you go with?
Oh gosh, yeah. So yes, Deftones first, and then I love bands like Korn and Loathe and Split Chain are so good. A lot of newer bands, Fleshwater, man, and just like just so many. I probably honestly, as much as we kind of are similar-ish, but not fully, would be Metallica. I love them since I was young. But yeah, just so many different influences for sure.
Oh, totally. I was not ready. You sent me the tracks that were premiering tonight, and I don't know what I had in my head for what it was gonna sound like, but it kind of blew my lid. The production's great. Who produced the new tracks?
Yeah, so our producer is awesome. His name is Hector Guadarrama, and he's actually out of Seattle, and he just completely blew my mind, blew us all out of the water with it. He had just a lot of heavy influence with his production style and mixing and like giving input, and it was just so helpful to just elevate everything, and the process was so smooth, and it was really great.
We're going to premiere a song here which you can hear live on Wednesday night at Chop Suey for the debut Casmerva show, which you should all make it out to. I guarantee I will be there. I will come give you big hugs. I believe Ryan Castle's going to be there celebrating his birthday as well. But we're going to premiere a song called Trash right now. Tell me about Trash. I want to know everything about it.
Yeah, so Trash was the whole meaning of the song, and when I started writing it, I want to say was probably talking back 3 years ago. It was mainly just about, honestly, my frustration with kind of people who don't really have a main focus or a drive for anything, and it's almost a frustration of like, I want them to find that focus, kind of like I feel about music or about other things that I'm passionate about. It's like wanting people to just take life by the reins, really, and go for it, and seeing people who just maybe don't have, given up on things, and there's that bit of frustration and kind of kick in the rear in the lyrics in that song, and the visuals show that as well, I would say, for the music video that'll also be debuting the same day. But yeah, it's kind of what it's about, and it's a very high energy, fun song to perform.
Totally. I was listening to it on the way here. This is the world debut of Casmerva with Trash. I am hanging out with Izzy from Casmerva. We are having a ton of fun up here. I got in contact with you because Mr. Ryan Castle immediately vouched for you and was like, this is Izzy and her band kicks ass. And I was just curious, as Ryan Castle is my boss. So how did you get linked up with Ryan? Like, how did you meet Ryan?
Dude, so I love Ryan. So since I was like 18 when I started, I remember I got my first car, and it was a little 2004 Honda CRV, and it didn't have like a touch screen, or I couldn't really link my phone up to it. So I was like, I gotta listen to the radio. Yeah. So I was like, what's the metal station or the heaviest station I could find? It was KISW. And so I'd always listen to it, drive around like late at night, just have it blasted. And like I found out that most of the time when I tended to tune in, it was during Ryan's set, and that he had this thing where you could call or text in song requests. So I would do that like constantly. I'd be requesting Metallica, like all the like they already play Metallica, but for some reason I'd be like, oh, what about this deep cut or this thing or that thing? And then as I got into like discovering even newer metal bands, I'd be requesting other things and Deftones and other things. But like I remember I did it so much to the point where like I think he got familiar with me and my voice because I would always call. And then one day I was like, hey, I'm in the area. Like I was up in Seattle. I drove from Olympia to Seattle for God knows what reason. And I was like, would it be cool if I could tour your studio? Because I just wanted to see what it looked like. And I know they had all sorts of different shows up there.
Yeah.
And he was like, sure, why not? I'm here. I'll give you a tour. So I show up downtown, and I got the whole tour of the place. And it's like, up, as you know, in this high-rise like skyscraper downtown Seattle. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Saw all the plaques on the walls of all these bands I love. And it was really awesome. We just stayed in touch since then. I told him I'm trying to get a band together.
Nice.
And I sent him some of our early demos and stuff. And he was always so supportive. Like, oh, come out as soon as you guys are like ready and doing shows, and like if you have something you want me to play on the radio, like send it over. Just so like supportive and kind. And I was like, I'm gonna keep this in mind for when we're doing our first show. And this many years later, I'm finally like, okay, it's on. You got to come to our show.
Yeah. So. Well, and now you are literally in this moment on the airwaves on KISW. So it's funny how the world moves in circles.
Indeed.
Casmerva, you found a one-word band name, which is like striking gold. And I have to ask you what it means.
So it literally took me 2 weeks, like sitting on the floor in my bedroom, coming up with different names, and then researching, is this name taken? Yeah, it's taken. Is this taken? Oh yeah, one other band has it. Oh, 5 other bands have this one. Finally landed on Casmerva. I actually had to like Frankenstein 2 words together to where I like the name kind of like chasm, like a giant pit you'd fall into, and of course that was taken by a bunch of others. And then there's a Deftones song called Minerva, and I really liked the way it sounded. And then, of course, I Googled that word. What does that word mean? And it was something about like a goddess of something that escapes me right now, but it was really pretty. And I was like, what if I literally just combined them? Casmerva. Oh, that's not taken. And it sounds pretty cool and unique. And like let's
goddess
do it.
Of the pit or something.
Yeah, goddess of the pit, yes.
I dig that.
That's what they call me, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Already building the reputation strong. I love it. You should definitely make it to the Casmerva show that is this next Wednesday night at Chop Suey. It's Wednesday. You ain't got nothing going on. You can come catch Casmerva. You can catch Chlorine. I want to lightning round you real quick, just for funsies.
Do it.
Because,
try me.
I feel like this makes good radio. Okay, ultimate post-show meal.
Oh, it's got to be a large cheese pizza.
There we go.
Absolutely.
The confidence in that. Okay, pizza distributor of choice.
If I'm up here in Seattle, it's Big Mario's. I actually used to work there for a summer.
There we go.
And it's great. New York style, know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, there we go. I respect that. What is your favorite Casmerva song?
It's gotta be, I would gotta say Wreck. It's one of the new ones coming out that you'll hear. It was great to write, really soulful and fun music video. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play it in like 3 minutes, so that's absolutely perfect. What is your favorite venue of all time?
Oh, God. There's so many good ones here in Seattle too, specifically. Obviously, I've been to ones out of the state, but short answer would be El Corazon.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Great energy.
A huge historical room. Shout out to the El Corazon crew. Now, what is something you absolutely need on a show day?
Tea. My throat.
Tea? Okay.
Tea, warm, like chamomile tea. Obviously, lots and lots of water, just to make sure my throat feels good and ready to go. And like,
as a fellow singer, I understand this, and the answer is never as rock and roll as you want it to be.
I know, it sounds so basic, but it's just so true.
It's so true. I would like to use some of your earlier answers against you, so I have to ask, Deftones or Korn? You can only pick one.
Deftones.
All right, confident answer. Metallica versus Megadeth.
Metallica.
Okay, no contest, no questions.
No contest.
But Holy Wars is so good. Rust in Peace is such a good album.
Oh man, but the Black Album though.
Okay, that's fair.
Ride the Lightning though.
And Justice for All though.
Justice for All though.
And Justice for All is like the greatest vocal delivery ever. Okay.
Amen.
And then the ultimate Seattle question, which there is no right answer to because people will be pissed either way. Nirvana or Alice in Chains?
Nirvana. And that was a debate I had up until real recently. Like, it's real neck and neck, but if I absolutely had to choose, I mean, Nirvana are so one of one, like they just stick out in your mind above all else. I don't know, I don't know, it's just like not just a pop culture thing, but also I've done deep dives of Kurt interviews that I just love listening to him talk just about life and stuff, that I'm just biased to him as a person specifically is very just fascinating to me. So yeah, anyway, I'd have to say Nirvana.
Totally. And you know, the bonus that you get out of this is I feel like Foo Fighters kind of gets to be tied in there, and I'm like, you do get to double dip with that. So yeah, no, that I completely respect that. And then this is my own selfish question. What's your favorite Loathe song?
Oh God. Lately it's been Stigmata.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a great one. I also love Babylon. It'd have to be between the two.
That whole I Let It In and It Took Everything record is...
Yeah, I know. The best.
Everything.
Yep.
Well, perfect. With that said, we have another song that we get to share with people that they can come see on Wednesday night and should see on Wednesday night when Casmerva absolutely tears up their debut headline show at Chop Suey. Tell me about Wreck. So that song, in a nutshell, is about losing a friend. And not to death or anything, but just literally when a friendship fades out or something happens and you lose a friend, it's like a whole different kind of heartbreak. Yeah.
That's it will stay with you for a while. Yeah. So that really is what it's about. And the video was very fun to shoot. We were downtown Los Angeles on a rooftop at dusk. So, yeah, we had that blue hour and the city right behind us, and it was pouring rain, which was so odd. I felt like I brought the rain with me from Olympia or Seattle.
I love that.
And just, standing water, all our gear, we had to have, like, trash bags over our gear right before the cameras rolled, like, to keep the rain off. But it really fit the vibe of the song. Yeah. And it was very, like, intense with the wind and the rain, and it just really fit that sad, like, longing feeling of wanting that closure or to reconnect or to somehow be able to let it go.
I love that. Well, everybody, this is the debut of Wreck by Casmerva.